The 1974 Philippine 1 Piso coin is a striking artifact of numismatic and national significance. It emerged during a transformative era in Philippine history, both economically and politically. Let's explore the journey, symbolism, and historical importance of this coin in detail. 1974, the Philippines was under President Ferdinand Marcos, who had declared martial law in 1972. This period saw sweeping reforms, heavy infrastructure spending, and centralized control. The coinage of the time, including the 1 Piso coin, reflects the nation's attempt at modernization under authoritarian rule. Previously, the 1 Piso denomination existed mainly as paper currency. In the 1970s, to enhance durability and reduce printing costs, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas (BSP) began minting higher denomination coins, including the 1 Piso. The obverse front side of the coin features Dr. José Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines. Rizal was a revolutionary intellectual who inspired the Philippine Revolution through his writings, particularly Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. Inscription: Republica ng Pilipinas, encircles the upper rim. 1974 is prominently displayed at the bottom. Designers' influence. The portrait was crafted to reflect solemn respect, with emphasis on Rizal's strong features and forward gaze. The reverse side shows the official seal of the central bank, BSP, adopted in 1949. The seal features 3 stars and the sun, representing Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, an eagle and a lion symbolizing the Philippines, American and Spanish colonial pasts, bearing the inscription Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Denomination 1 Piso is boldly minted to signify the value. The coin was widely circulated and accepted across the archipelago. Its durability and strong visual design made it a favored medium of daily transactions. For many Filipinos, it symbolized economic stability despite political uncertainty. Placing Rizal's image on currency, the Philippine government reaffirmed his unifying role in Filipino identity. It also subtly reminded citizens of nationalistic values during a time of political repression under martial law. In the early 1970s, the Philippine peso experienced fluctuations due to global crises and internal governance challenges. The shift to coinage was partially a cost control strategy amid inflation and devaluation. The 1974 1 Piso coin was part of the English series, but just a few years later, the Angi Bagong Lipunan ABL series was introduced. These coins featured slogans and imagery aligned with Marcos' New Society movement, which aimed to redefine the nation's future. While many 1974 1 Piso coins were minted, uncirculated or proof versions are now considered collectible. Coins in mint state MS 65 plus can fetch higher prices, depending on market demand and condition. The 1974 1 Piso coin appears in old Filipino films, literature, and stories from the martial law era. It often represents nostalgia for a simpler time or reflects 1970s. In 1976, the Philippines was under the rule of President Ferdinand E. Marcos, who had declared martial law. In 1972, this period was marked by centralized power, strong infrastructure development, and significant nationalistic propaganda. Amid political repression, the government sought to strengthen national pride, and coins like the 1 Piso became part of this messaging. The 1 Piso coin of 1976 belonged to the Angi Bagong Lipunan ABL series, which succeeded the Filipino series. Angi Bagong Lipunan, meaning the New Society, was a political slogan promoted by Marcos. It symbolized reforms and a new direction for the country under his authoritarian regime. Features the left-facing portrait of José Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines. Republica ng Pilipinas, Republic of the Philippines. The year 1976 appears at the bottom, designed to reflect patriotism and the country's historical roots. Showcases the official seal of the Central Bank of the Philippines, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, surrounded by the inscription Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. At the bottom, Angi Bagong Lipunan, reinforcing the Marcos administration's New Society campaign. Reform and nationalism. Rizal stood for peaceful resistance and intellectual rebellion, traits that the Marcos government ironically appropriated during an era of martial law. The inclusion of Angi Bagong Lipunan was a strategic move. Marcos wanted every Filipino to carry his political slogan in their pockets. Through coins and currency, the administration reinforced the idea of national transformation, often masking political suppression with symbolic reforms. The 1 Piso coin, in 1976 had significant purchasing power, unlike today. For context, could buy a full meal or several basic goods in sari-sari stores. Inflation had not yet significantly devalued the peso, so coins were essential in daily life. Today, the 1976 1 Piso coin is a popular collector's item, especially in brilliant, uncirculated blue or mint state MS condition. Error coins like off-center, strikes, or double dies can fetch higher prices, typically valued from Philippine peso 20 to Philippine peso 300 plus, depending on condition, and even higher internationally among Filipino diaspora collectors. The coin is a time capsule from a turbulent yet formative period in Philippine history. It tells stories. Some believe the coin is made of silver. This is false. It's copper nickel, though its shiny appearance and weight may confuse people. Another myth is that it's very rare. Not quite true, unless in mint condition or bearing in error. The Philippine 1 Piso 1976 coin is more than just currency. It's a symbol of a political era, a piece of Filipino heritage, and a treasured collectible, whether for its historical. During martial law 197 to 1981, President Ferdinand Marcos used national symbols including money to communicate his ideology. The Angi Bagong Lipunan coin series was not just about currency, it was about influence. Coins like the 19761 Piso were deliberately minted with patriotic and state-aligned imagery to remind Filipinos daily of the new society vision. The repeated use of José Rizal's image, a nonviolent reformist who stood for education, nationalism, and justice, was ironic. The government portrayed itself as reformist, yet it suppressed opposition. This contradiction was embedded subtly into everyday life through things like currency. By 1976, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas (BSP) had developed the capability to strike coins locally using equipment acquired in previous years. These coins were machine-pressed using high-pressure dies to ensure durability, as the government wanted coins that would last for years. The result was a well-crafted coin with crisp detail and clear text. In 1976, the Philippine economy was experiencing a mixture of coins. The 1 Piso replaced many lower-value denominations that were becoming obsolete in daily use. The move to introduce a larger, more durable 1 Piso coin reflected inflationary pressure on the currency. In the early 70s, paper bills of smaller denominations like 1 peso and 5 pesos were common, but due to wear and tear, the central bank began transitioning to coins. The 19761 Piso coin was part of that shift, providing longer circulation life compared to paper bills. This move reduced production and replacement costs, aligning with broader fiscal policies to manage government spending. The ABL coins, including the 1976 1 Piso, were among the first to feature consistent themes across denominations. The goal was to create a unified, easily recognizable coinage set. All coins in this series had the 1976 1 Piso coin circulated widely across the Philippines, from urban centers like Manila and Cebu to rural towns in Mindanao and northern Luzon. It became one of the most commonly held coins among Filipinos during the late 1970s and early 1980. During the Marcos administration, many government exhibitions, museums, and trade expos, especially in Manila and Quezon City, displayed the ABL series as examples of the new society's progress. The 19761 Piso was often part of official displays, showcasing national development. Beyond its monetary use, the coin carried an indirect message of loyalty to the state. In schools and public spaces, posters and educational materials used coins to teach nationalism and